Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Barrel Roll post-credit show, where we are here to talk about all the games we've played, movies we've watched, and other assorted crap we have done over the last week.
Yeah.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
I'm Brian.
Thanks for joining us again if you're
Still
back
watching
visiting
us.
from us from the newscast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have much. You want me to go first?
No, I can go. So, as an agreement that we made, you watched Stranger Things.
Season 1.
Season 1. So I am almost through, and just because my wife was on nights or evenings, so I had the evenings that I could actually watch it, but I think I'm on the last disc now, of Game of Thrones Season 1, which is something I have I've never seen before.
You're obviously on the last episode, because the message you sent us.
Oh, where Boromir got...
Lost is...
Yes.
Lost to
you know what? It's not
sword.
a spoiler anymore.
It shouldn't be.
But Boromir died.
Spoiler alert! I haven't seen it. I'm just kidding. I know about that already.
And that was, and like I said, even in the maybe it was on Twitter. But I'm like, it's kind of nice not knowing who anybody is, because everybody's like, "Oh, this person died," and I'm like, I don't know who that guy is. Yeah. I'm still having problems with people's names, so I really don't know.
Yeah, wait.
I like the Arya.
The area.
The little girl, the Stark's youngest. Arya. She's delightful.
No. It's Arya.
Either way, she's delightful.
She is, and she gets a lot better.
But even like all the sword fighting stuff, and the fact that like she is like, you know, she's asking her dad like, well, why can't I be a ruler or a general or a knight or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, damn Skippy, like, you know, girl's already killed how many people in season 1? She stabbed a fat kid. That's all you need. Whack, done.
It's the first one.
Yep.
You make it easy.
Yep.
It's all downhill from there.
Yep. I still think it is like the end of the season does ramp up nicely.
Oh, or episode 9s are always the
big one.
The big one, and then the last episodes always kind of sum up kind of
What's
where's everybody at?
Because yeah, like it's very there's a lot of politics, and I'm like, okay. And again, I don't know half of what's going on politically. The Dragon Lady is obviously going to like rain fire down upon people at some point, and I believe that's season 4 or 5, because people were bitching that the dragons don't actually do dick for like seasons upon seasons.
They're babies.
They're dragons.
They're babies.
Rain fire. little baby.
Little flames.
Hey. A big fire can start from something as small as a spark.
I mean, the Beast in Fort Mac started from, like, they think a cigarette.
Yeah. Only you can prevent forest fires. But the show itself is good. The actors are good. Like, everybody's,
Yeah. And
pretty stellar. So.
Season 1 is probably the most truest to the book.
Oh, yeah.
Season 2 is kind of where it starts separating a tiny bit. And Season 2 is really...
See, and I think my
where
biggest
it starts amping up.
thing about the show is I don't have a lot of characters that I actually like.
Oh, yeah?
Like, even Ned...
Well, that's because
Ned Stark's a moron.
He is a moron.
But that's my thing. Like, the one guy that you're kind of supposed to like because he believes in honor and all this stuff is a giant moron because he believes in honor and all this stuff. So you're just like,
You don't like Peter Dinklage?
He's funny.
He is funny.
His character is like, you're sitting there going, I hope you die.
Yeah,
but
he's a big dick.
The fact that he keeps getting out of everything, you're just like, all right, keep it up. Like, you keep going. Like I said, Arya is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to see where she ends up going and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because his other daughter's a moron. There's a lot of morons in that show. Yeah,
Sansa stays a moron probably until season 6.
And then she dies, so she can't be a moron anymore.
I can't tell you that.
I mean, And then his other kids, like, them starting to go to war and all that kind of stuff. I get that.
Like I said, season 2 starts
yeah.
into the war.
Yeah.
So
I get those pieces.
Yeah.
Not his youngest, but the kid who climbs and then got pushed off the tower because he saw 2 people doing it. Like, the twins doing it. Yeah. Him, I was like, oh, I'm okay with you. I like you. You're like Assassin's Creeding up towers.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He can't use his legs anymore.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It's okay.
That's pretty easy. It's a quick one. Get that one out of the way pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah, that was first episode.
And then like the obviously the wall and all the stuff. The wall is interesting.
It is.
Just with all of the political, like that political stuff. I think because it's contained to the wall. I'm like, okay, I'm down with this because there's rules to the wall and this happens at the wall and this and this, and I'm like, okay, I'm still not sure why some people can leave the wall.
What do you mean leave the wall?
I don't know. Like, are the recruiters not part of the Night's Watch?
They are part of the Night's Watch, but they're out to recruit to bring people back.
Okay. Because that was my only thing. I'm like, okay, if Jon Snow cannot leave the wall to go help
because he has sworn.
I get that.
Although you'll find out in the next episode, I believe, that there's some rules you can break.
Sometimes you gotta leave the wall.
Well, this show.
Well, okay.
Now, I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Sam's there now, right? At the wall.
Yeah.
The big fat dude.
Yes.
Sam.
Describe characters. I don't know names.
Then there's John has 2 other buddies that he hangs around.
Yeah.
Because of this news that happens, that what you've seen.
Yeah.
He goes and runs off.
I know that one.
Okay.
I saw that episode. So yeah,
And
they can go to town and have some.
Well, no, they said if we stop everyone,
yeah,
we're not going to have anybody left.
And I get that. So it's like, they stop them from going. I'm assuming once you reach like a certain distance into the woods, that's like their point of no return zone. But if you kind of work your way back before the sun comes up, then no one's going to be like, or depending on why you ran away, because obviously he was upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, it's been long enough now. His father died, or his dad died.
As it goes on, it is also to a bunch of criminals.
Right.
At the wall. In the history of the whole thing, they kind of explain it.
Yeah.
Back in the day with the Watch, it used to be an honorable thing to go there.
Right. Now it's criminals and
it's
whoever
criminals.
they can, yeah.
No one wants to be up there.
Voluntold to the wall, yeah. So, and Jon Snow's pretty good. Like I said, the wall stuff, I find them intriguing. Not that I like most of those characters, but they're more likable than most of the people who are south of the wall.
They always have their moments, these characters. Like, they all have their... But even Sam, as much as he annoys...
I don't mind Sam.
But he has his moments where he gets out of his shell.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's the voice of reason, I feel,
and he
for
gets
a
the
lot of
courage, and he gets the courage to do something that it wouldn't normally do.
I liked the doing in of the white-haired guy. When they poured the stuff on his head. That was
because that's technically supposed to be silver hair, but
whatever.
Yes.
And they're supposed to have purple eyes. I've been reading IMDb, but
yeah.
But when he got done in, I was like, yeah, that's the thing. People die, and I'm like, you deserve that.
You deserve that.
I'm not even mad that people online, when things were happening, they're like, I can't believe this person's dead. I'm like, you deserved it.
Yeah.
Because again, Ned, with all of the honorable stuff he's been doing, yada yada yada,
and that's dumb decisions. It's not about being good or bad.
Right.
It's about
he was just an idiot. So I'm like, you deserve to die. And I liked him. I do like Sean Bean.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Bean is great and all that stuff, but his character totally deserved to die.
And
so
there is
more
there is more to that, because there was a guy that came out and talked to him.
Yeah.
The bald guy.
Yeah.
Said, if you just confess,
the eunuch. Yeah.
This will happen for you.
Yeah.
And then it didn't.
Well, because the Munchkin's a moron, but again...
Oh, that Munchkin is going to be annoying for...
I'm assuming he's going to screw a lot of things up.
For a while.
Yeah.
And then when his day comes...
He's going to die too.
He's going to die too.
Spoiler, I'm not telling you when, but he...
And that's the other part. I have no idea what's going on. It's someone dies, I'm like, good. But that's my reaction. Normally someone dies in a show, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
This one, I'm like, yeah, you deserved that.
Yeah. And that's what I like about this, is there's no... good or bad. Well, there is good or bad, but it's
pretty arbitrary.
If you're not really playing the game you should be playing, you're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
That's why it's the Game of Thrones. Really, it's just the Game of Throne.
Yeah.
They're really trying
There's
all for
only
that
one throne.
They all belong to different. I get the thrones piece because they're all different kingdoms, but there really is only one throne that they're all fighting over. Yeah.
Yes.
But even Aquaman was pretty good.
Jason Momoa. No, wait.
Yeah, everything that happened to him, he was the one death where I was like, oh, and not that he didn't deserve it because his people are awful barbaric, whatever. But that's the way they live and all that stuff.
He was starting to turn.
I know, so I believe his was the one where I was like, oh, I was hoping for more from you because especially he was gonna end up with dragons and you know,
Child.
and the kid, like everything. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
The way he went out though was pretty cool.
Did you watch the last episode?
No, well, other than the like, cheap.
Okay, well I thought that was the last episode.
I don't know. I still have a disc left in there, unless
Maybe
it's just
not.
bonus
It might
features.
be bonus features.
I'll look, because then I can give it back to you.
Did she set herself on fire?
Yeah. Is
You
that how
watched
it
the
ends?
last episode.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
how
You're
that
at the last
first season
episode.
ends.
Cool.
You can take my...
You can take your disc back. I finished season 1. I wasn't keeping track because honestly, you're just going, and the Blu-rays are nice because you can just hit play all, and unlike every other thing, it was just like, hey, you're on disc this now, put it in, and it keeps playing.
Just
like
goes,
no
it
menus,
goes.
it just starts again, and I'm like, oh, and I haven't watched a DVD in.
Well, I gave you the DVD, didn't I?
Huh? No, Blu-ray.
I gave you the Blu-ray.
You gave me the Blu-ray. But that's what I mean. Like I haven't watched a disc of a show in a long time because I just streamed them all. And I can find everything streaming except HBO shows.
Yeah.
Or new HBO shows, because Crave TV has
some older stuff.
the older stuff, so I can stream The Sopranos, nobody's business.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and then I looked up Game of Thrones, and it's still too. And I'm like, Chris has the Blu-rays.
Yep. If you're interested,
I'll
The
take
deal-
se-
the
I'll
deal
take
was only-
season, I'll take season 2.
the deal was only one.
Now that there's dragons involved.
Don't worry.
And if that was the last episode, then yeah. But and no, not Jason. Like not that guy's death by like pillow.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty sad. But
That was sad.
but like his whole
Yeah,
piece and all, like the
Yeah.
healer's piece and all that, where she was like, "Nah, I got you," and I was like, "Oh,
snap!"
she had,
See, those are the
she was
kind
kind of dumb in that
Oh yeah, she was an
situation.
idiot too, but.
They all have their dumb moments, but they, like I said, they all.
Yeah, but if it's dumb moment to dumb moment, like Ned Stark is just like moron, dead.
He was the old school way of things.
I get that, and I get that piece of it, but you can still play old school, but play smart.
But even Robert didn't play it smart.
No, Robert was also an idiot.
They were old school.
He got skewered by a boar, so like.
But he was.
I know he was.
Yeah.
People died; they deserve to die. Although I like the guy that plays Robert too, that actor.
Yeah.
I enjoy him too. Like the actors are great. But every when people die, I'm like, I remember when this happened on the internet. People were sad. I'm like, I'm not sad. I'm just like, yep, you deserve that death.
Yeah. So you look
That
back
death
at
was-
it now. I think it's just the initial impact.
Yeah.
For those.
See, and I know, like, I knew Sean Bean was going to die.
He does in everything he does.
Right.
He
That's
didn't
when
even make it past the first season.
That's why I sent that text. It's like Boromir just got like slain by a guy with a big sword, and it wasn't even a fair fight. And Tony said something like, "Yeah, James Bond's a dick like that," and it's like, "Oh my god, I need to see that fight." Pierce Brosnan versus like Sean Bean with swords.
Unfortunately, it doesn't happen.
Not in Game of Thrones, but we can make a movie. I will finance that. That's all the movie has to be.
Yeah.
So I finished Game of Thrones season 1 apparently. Good
Could be
for
called Pierce the Bean.
I'm happy.
me. Because Sean Bean's gonna die.
By Pierce Brosnan.
Exactly, it works. I watched John Wick Chapter 2.
Oh, I
That's a
need to
good
see
one.
that.
It's good, and it's a perfect continuation to 1.
This time you destroyed my house.
Yeah.
I gotta come after you.
Well, and I get that piece of it where again, like, so no big spoilers, but the beginning he's like, it's right after 1 pretty much. He gets his car back, and he's like, so you know, he's got the dog, he's got the car, he's happy again. So he puts all this crap back in the box, buries it under cement again, and then something happens to his house.
Oh shit.
So, but I like the fact that it does give us more of that, like, that underworld type hitman, like what's going on there. Like, I love that mythology in John Wick.
Oh yeah.
Like
There's
the gold
the gold
coins.
coins.
And there's
and-
more to that world than we initially thought
Right.
there was.
And the hotel and like the pledged thing that the one guy ends up having. Like there's different tokens. There's not just gold coins. There's more things involved. And you're just like,
what? Is this out on video now?
Yeah, it's out. I bought it on I got it on Black Friday.
Someone owns it.
Yeah, I got it on Black Friday.
You ever want a movie?
I will watch that movie. I could also rent it.
It was
Or you can have it for free.
It was $6
have
on
it for
Google
free.
Play
Or
on
own
Black
it.
Friday.
I guess.
That's why I bought it. It was $6 on Black
nice.
Friday. So I'm like,
It's,
well,
it's a good movie.
well, and I had like
Is it
I
ending?
liked 1. Yeah, and the ending was great.
Oh,
so.
shit.
Right. Because you're like, okie dokie. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be more Russians because it does open with the Russian
Oh,
heat
yeah.
that's done in the photographer. That's the intro.
They had his car.
They had his car.
Damn.
They killed his dog.
Took his
but
car.
They still had his car. By the end of 1, they still had his car. So he went and got his car back.
Yeah. Just to tie up.
Yeah, just to tie up number 1 and give
lines.
you a fun intro to number 2. It's perfect. So I watched that, which was delightful.
The reuniting of Morpheus and
Neo. Yeah, because Morpheus is in it for... He's cuckoo, though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just fun seeing the guys interact with each other again.
Yeah. And then my wife and I have been watching Mad Men.
Yes.
Which is a good show. And I thought it would be much more about cigarettes. When that show first came out, it was like a cigarette advertising company, and I thought it was going to be like how they got people smoking. And really, a lot of that show is just like, it's easy to make people smoke. So they don't even deal with that. It's dealing with the people at the advertising agency, and every once in a while you get them pitching an ad to like Playtex or this or something at like, and obviously the product placement is built in.
Yeah.
Because even like I was saying to my wife at the end of season 4, the one guy, his son is supposed to be visiting him from England, and he walks out of there with a really old, because it's set in the late 50s, mid-60s, and it ends pretty much at the 70s.
Oh, okay.
So it spans a large period of time, but the guy walks out with a Mickey Mouse doll from the 60s. Like, they've managed to either make one or Disney's loaned them one, but it's like there's balloons attached to this Mickey Mouse doll, and I'm like, wonder how much Disney paid for that thing to show up. And then in the next episode, he's taking the kids to Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they're sitting there with the map of Disney, and they're planning on what they have to go on, and my wife and I are like, why are you making like a game plan before you get to the park? But in the 50s and 60s, you had to buy tickets for rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I wonder how much Disney paid for all of that. And then all of a sudden he gets a meeting with Heinz. And then when they're sitting at the one table, like before they go to Disneyland, the ketchup bottle is like very visible as to like Heinz ketchup. And I'm like,
but
that's my thing. I'm like, the product placement in a show about product placement is like the best thing ever.
Free money for the producers.
In the last episode, they were trying to get Jaguar on board.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, so you're now advertising Jag, Playtex, like rubber gloves. They're making an ad for rubber gloves by Playtex. Like, I'm sitting there going, holy smokes, all the ads you guys are fitting into this thing. And every once in a while, there's a smaller company that they do something with.
Oh, they slot that in.
But the cool thing, too, is I was looking at the trivia piece for Mad Men.
Yeah. And
the writers actually go through, because the show is, they know exactly what date it is on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a newsreel, like when Kennedy, Kennedy was like shot,
was assassinated.
that was a big part of the show. They built that in. But the people, when they, like, okay, this show takes place May whatever, 1965.
Yeah.
They will look up the weather for that day. So if it's raining in the show, it was legitimately raining that day in New York. Like, the writers go... The writers go insane.
They do their research
into like what's going on.
Yeah.
And of course, this one is the like right now. This season opened with a bunch of African Americans protesting outside a building, and it's another advertising agency that they're protesting outside of, and a bunch of guys start throwing like water balloons at these protesters, so they get in the news for being giant racist idiots.
Yeah.
Except then the company that Don Draper works for, one of them decides to put out an ad like to try and be funny and put them down some more that says like Draper blah 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 blah. Like their company supports like multicultural hiring, essentially, like we're unbiased in our hiring, and all of a sudden they have a bunch of African Americans show up for jobs and they didn't have a job, and they're like, crap, we have to hire someone. Like, we said okay, like, we're only looking for one secretary. Please drop off resumes.
Yeah.
And one of the secretaries, like the white ones, gets fired to make room for, because she was an idiot anyways. And they're like, well, I guess this is our chance to get rid of that idiot. So like, let's.
Yeah.
But that's a good show. It's compelling. It's cool. I mean,
that's good.
And again, Draper's not a character you were actually rooting for.
No.
And neither is his wife. Like, there's no character in that.
Wife?
Yep.
Alright.
Yes, he does. And that's why at first you're like, oh, his poor wife. Because again, 50s, 60s housewife. Don Draper's off gallivanting through New York, doing what Don Draper does by seducing women and sleeping with them. Yeah. So you're like, oh, I feel bad for her. And then she turns out to be like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too. So you're like, okay, now I just feel bad for the kids.
Yeah.
There were no Cocoa Puffs in the show. No one's advertising for Cocoa Puffs. Although they do advertise for Life cereal.
Yes.
Another cereal.
And then they deal with the like gay situation. Like one of their creative people is very gay.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to stay closeted. Something comes out and it all just blows up. And you're like, oh yeah, 60s, right? Because you're like, Dawn, be more progressive than that. And you're like, oh wait, right.
This is back in the day.
Not so much. And then obviously, I think it's Elizabeth Ross is her name, of one of the main ladies. Either way, she works her way up in the company to actually become a writer for. Like, she starts off as a secretary, and by like episode 2, they're like, "Okay, give her a desk. She can now do advertising." So that was her big thing. Is like she's like the only woman in advertising at that point in time. So. TV, I think that's it. I caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, Nine-Nine.
I don't even remember what this one was.
Halloween episode?
No, that was a while ago. They did the Thanksgiving episode where their parents all got together. That was pretty funny.
This one was about the...
It'll come to me. It was another episode where it was like, yeah, we're doing one of these.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Something about the captain.
Oh, Starfire. Or Skyfire. So, in one of the seasons, there was an author of a book.
Oh, right.
Of a Game of Thrones-esque book that Terry's into.
Okay.
And the authors come to them going like, someone has stolen my stuff, I need your help. But since that episode, Jake has also become a fan. So they essentially, Tim and Terry and Rosa go to a Comic-Con to like help solve a crime.
Yeah.
And they're excited and Rosa's Rosa.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So it was pretty good.
Amy and the captain were doing something too. Not with that situation, but with the...
No, with a different situation. Oh, they were trying to get certified for crime scenes.
Right.
And with Boyle.
With Boyle.
So they put him in they were trying to take a face mold of Boyle, but they forgot to put like the Vaseline on first.
So let the mask can come off. So he's stuck in there.
So he's stuck. So that's what they were dealing with. Other than that, I have been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Stardew Valley, big update. Nothing
Game
like
changing?
they said big update because you can now record in game on your Switch. It's one of the first non-Nintendo games to be able to do that.
It's Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Hey man. Hey. I'm at the point in the game where I'm trying to like rearrange my farm, and it's a giant pain in the butt because I'm like, how do I reorganize this so it looks good but is also
efficient?
You just let it be.
No.
Let it go.
No, I have cut down a swath of trees to move my chicken coop and barn.
You build a new one, you transfer everything over.
You don't have to transfer, it moves. It's delightful. Yeah. I was worried about that, where I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to build another chicken coop. If you just put the chickens and the bunnies and the ducks all move with the coop.
Are they all in one coop?
Yes.
That doesn't
Don't ask questions.
It wouldn't work well.
Well, they don't, like, breed together. No.
Rabbits, chickens, and ducks?
Potter gets along well with 1, 2, 3, 4, and I forgot what my ducks' names are. My chickens are always just numbered.
Yeah.
I don't think I named my ducks. Jen named my ducks. And I named the bunny Potter for Beatrix Potter. And my cows are always Mimi, Moo Moo. Like I do the vowel game.
Baba.
Yeah, that's my sheep's Baba. Either way, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is just came out. New JRPG out of obviously the people that Monolith, who have made Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a good mix of 1 and X because 1 was a very long-winded story to get into.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, what is happening? And it didn't feel like you're on top of a giant titan.
Yeah.
And there's another giant titan, and they fought, and they essentially turned to stone, and that's what everybody lives on, these titans.
Oh,
that was the story of 1.
Okay.
And I never got through the rest of 1 because it was a very long JRPG.
Talk to Tony.
I don't think he's even made it through. He's played it.
He likes his JRPG.
I also enjoy them. JRPG, yeah. Japanese RPGs.
Okay.
This one is very much more JRPG to me. There's a world tree in the middle of the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, as soon as they were like, world tree, and I'm like, now we're talking. Now I'm in.
Yeah, Warcraft.
You're still living in the clouds.
Okay.
So you're still up in the air. Your guy is a diver. Or a scavenger or something like that. So he dives into the clouds, which puts you underwater.
Oh, okay.
So he's in a scuba suit he's got a scuba suit that he dives down and he scavenges stuff from the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
But he rides on the back of a Titan. Because people are living on the back of Titans now. And they're not big. They're, like, a lot of them are smaller.
It's like ship size or something.
Sort of. So his Titan, who he called Gramps, was...
Because it's his grandpa?
No, he just called him that because he's old or whatever it was. Okay. But he has, like, a little hut and a little scavenging thing, and that's all that fits on the back of Gramps.
Okay.
So Gramps isn't that big, but the two of them talk, and Gramps flies him around, and everything's cool. But Titans are starting to fall out of the sky and die.
Oh, because they're getting old?
I guess so. And no new Titans can be made. Like, it's not like they reproduce in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. It's not like your house starts, jiggling, and all of a sudden new Titans pop up. Either way, you get hired by the leader of it's essentially a mob. If you can't figure that out by the first meeting of this thing, like, you get hired by a mob boss who gives you $100,000 in prepayment to get a job done. Then you find out that you're sending most of your money home.
Yeah.
Wherever home happens to be, so you're sending money to your aunt all the time.
Yeah.
Then the game walks you through getting set up, how the game works, all that jazz, and there's still some pieces to it that I'm not entirely sure on, but you go on this mission and you have to go underwater and you bring this ship up out of the water. So there's this giant ship. Alien ship under the water sort of thing. And you go into it, and in there is the sword from the first game, or something that looks like the sword from the first game.
How did the sword get there?
I have no idea, because I never finished the first game.
You gotta finish the first game.
No, I'm good. It's there. We've scavenged it. We're good to go.
It's there.
Either way, we go and we find the sword, but they needed me, like my character, Zeph, or something like ZF, I think. Either way, they need him to go and get it, because he's from wherever he's from, and they needed someone from there to get this sword. Or not get the sword, but get them into the room. So then you're all like, they make you go ahead to make sure all the booby traps turn off.
Yeah.
But you get there way faster than they do, so you're all like, pretty glowy sword. And then there's a chick in a containment unit sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. So it kind of goes back to the Xenoblade Chronicles X piece. So I'm not sure where all of these kind of connect, but in Chronicles X, you're on a ship escaping Earth that's pretty much dying.
Mm-hmm.
And something attacks your ship and all of your pods end up on a planet.
Mm-hmm.
And your job in Xenoblade Chronicles X is to pretty much find those pods that went missing and start collecting people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure, like... You're getting kind of resemblances from both games.
Yeah.
But either way, this chick's in the pod, and you're all like, what? And then the sword glows, and you're like, ooh. And one of the guys behind you's all like, don't touch that. And you're like, what? Like, as you turn, like, your character touches the sword.
Yeah, just your arm moves.
Yeah, your arm moves, so he touches the sword, because he's all like, what? And then the guy's all like, oh, pulls the sword out and stabs you.
Oh, good.
Oh, gosh.
Then you meet the girl in the thing in,
the pod.
Elysium. Heaven. It's green. It's, shiny. You meet the pod girl there, and she's all like, you have to get me to the real Elysium. That's not just this image thing. And you're like, well, where the hell is that? Like, I'll get you there, but where is it? And she's like, on top of the world tree. And he's like, I knew something was up there. And I'm like, I knew something was up there too. So then she's one with the sword, and you now become a driver. Sort of.
Okay.
So the two of you are now connected. So she's kind of like a demigod sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives you powers by being close to you, and when you build up your super, you actually throw her your weapon.
Oh, okay.
And that's how your super moves happen, is you build up her power till she can, like, unleash something big.
Okay.
And that's how the main part of the game actually starts to go, is that's the combat system, is you gotta use your specials and do your thing until you can, like,
give her
whip your weapon over and she can just, like, decimate.
Yeah.
Part of that group that you went in with the beginning, the ones who stabbed you, one of them was not in on the plan. So she's all like, what? But she's also a driver, but her thing is a giant, like, white lion.
Okay.
Ooh, I want white lion.
Either way, she protects you in this big cinematic fight scene that you end up taking part in. And then Gramps flies in and takes you away.
Mm.
And this is all the prologue.
So your Titan's
BT
alive?
dubs. Your Titan's still alive. So he comes in and swoops you away. They shoot him with their giant cannons on their ships. And you open up chapter 1, Gramps is all like, you find Gramps and he's all like stabbed in the neck with a bunch of spears.
Yeah.
And we're like, Gramps! Well, Gramps is an old Titan. So Gramps has some extra superpowers. So Gramps doesn't quite die. He just he reforms himself into larvae form.
Ooh.
Which is way cuter than it sounds. So he went from being a big kind of like dragon type thing to a cute little purple dragon with a gemstone on his forehead, and he sits in your helmet.
Oh, that's cute.
All right.
And that's where I stopped, because you came over.
Naming me.
Yeah. So now I'm looking for the girl and her lion, like, then that's the next piece of the story. So far the combat system's fun. The story's actually way more engaging than Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 1 just dragged and dragged and dragged. This one, it's like, oh, I have to go shopping. Oh, I have to go do this. Or like, oh, I can't believe I got hired by this person. Like, I have money now to buy this and buy that.
Yeah.
And, like, it runs you through how the game actually works,
Mm-hmm.
which is way nicer than the first one where it was just like, now try this. And I'm like, what's going on in these battles? And the battle system, I still have to get the hang of, like, the combo stuff, but I clearly need another person on my team to do some of the combo stuff.
Yeah.
So once I find Nia and her
White tiger.
Demetrius or something crazy like that, like he's got a pretty cool name,
Yeah.
then the whole story's gonna start. Equipment is pretty easy. You get 2 slots for equipment.
Oh, okay, so it's not. It doesn't.
Skill tree's pretty
Upper and
branching.
lower.
Not even. It's just 2, so you can equip whatever.
Okay. 2 sets of pants.
2 pairs of pants. What up?
Or 2 shirts and no pants.
And it doesn't change the way your character looks. It's one of those RPGs where you're just
Good, because that'd be a little weird running around with no pants
no
on.
pants on.
Yeah.
Well, we do it in PUBG all the time. So, are you saying we're weird or something?
A little bit.
Oh, okay. So no, it's so far a good game, and it was one of those ones. You know, it's on the eShop for $80-some, and if you get the season pass with it, it's $100 and something.
No.
And I'm like, I can just buy the season pass. Like, there was no deal to buy them as
Together.
a package,
Yeah.
Oh.
other than you just had to pay once. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this game that much. Like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I made it quite far into, and then just stopped. So I'm like, I don't want to get so far in and have DLC waiting for me at the end of this game that I'm never going to finish. So
Yeah.
I'll buy the season pass at another point if I actually make it through this game in a larger...
Are the ones that stabbed you like the main antagonist then?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh,
They
okay.
haven't really...
They will.
I'm assuming because they knew who my Titan was, like they called him by name.
Ooh.
And one of them clashed with my person. Like, her name is... Aether or Ether, something like that. Like, they clashed together, and he's like, what, it's been 300 years since blah, 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 blah. Like, she knew him, and he knew her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh! It's very Japanese. Like, it's very, very Japanese. So, and like I said, now we're headed towards the World Tree. I'm just like, yep. Now I'm in. I had no idea what was going on in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I have a pure mission in Xenoblade Chronicles to get to World Tree.
Get to World Tree.
Get to the World Tree.
Sorry, I'm just looking up the game.
It's a really good looking game too. Like, and I've only been playing in handheld mode, so I can only imagine what happens if I plug it into the
Big
the
screen.
dock.
Yeah.
So
So it's very pretty too.
it's a very pretty game. Either way, that's where I'm at, and I believe that's all I've been doing. I bought a bunch of movies on Black Friday. I just haven't
Watched them yet.
Yeah.
Would you like to go
Welcome
next?
to my life. You want to know what I did? Just go back to last week. It's the same stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to score better. That's about all I'm doing.
Oh, I see.
My team has actually put in some wins together, so
Oh, that's good.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're slowly improving. We're not going to make the playoffs, but you know,
Oh.
because we keep taking too many penalties, and our goalie sucks.
No. Well, you should stop that.
Yeah. Sounds like the
A
real
lot more
Oilers.
critical in the actual NHL.
To be fair, I believe the Oilers last night playing against the Maple Leafs, not last night, but the other night.
Yep.
After Brossois got kind
That's why, yeah.
of got into the game, felt like he was doing pretty good.
Yep.
If we wouldn't have scored on our bloody selves, I think we would have had a game.
We would have had a better game.
Shit happens.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, all in all, I think we played fairly well,
Yep.
considering our main goalie's out for another week and a half.
Yeah.
They're saying maybe Christmas. Yeah.
Either way, so yeah, I
Yes.
know, I get it.
Oh. That's about it.
Oh,
That's literally.
What did you think of Stranger Things? Sorry.
Oh, we
or
talked
you go
about
ahead.
I talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that a while ago.
Oh, okay.
It was good.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm as invested as everyone else seems to be.
Oh,
See,
I see.
we traded shows where we're both like,
Nah.
Well, I mean, I know I'm gonna watch season 2 during my winter break.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm gonna do that.
it's probably a good time for Game of Thrones season 2 then. We can watch
Up to
it
you.
at samesies.
Up to you.
Samesies times.
I'll finish my
What
fast.
do you want? Yeah, you will.
But yeah, I thought it was decent. I wasn't a big fan of like Lucas being a douche. I like Dusty.
Mm.
I don't know. I like the Will's brother. I can't remember his name right now.
Oh,
Steve is a dick.
Oh, I love Steve.
But apparently Steve makes it up in season 2.
You know how Steve kind of gets like the girl,
Douchey.
but you know how he gets the girl in season 1, and you're like, oh, I don't know about that. By the time season 2 takes off,
Yeah.
he's all like the loving, caring boyfriend guy because he's had the girl for like
He's acting like the stupid jealous guy.
he has been. Season 1, he totally is.
yeah.
But by season 2, he has become the mature like.
It's okay if you guys hang out.
Yep. He's okay with them talking. And I mean, he's his abrasive self. So, I mean, the two of them are talking and he pretty much pins her to a locker and kisses her
Yeah.
while they're talking. But it's not to be like, yo, she's mine. It's like, hey, babe, like, this is what we do.
I love you.
Yeah. That's Steve's character in season 2.
I don't know. Will's brother, Dusty.
And Will's brother's awesome. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
It was funny because I was telling Tony about this. Netflix emailed me to do a survey.
Oh, yeah.
And it, for some reason, started focusing on Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And let's talk about season 2. And I'm like, do you like these characters? I'm like, I have no idea who half these characters are. And at one point, it asked me my favorite part of Stranger Things so far, and be specific. So I just made shit up. Like, I don't know, 11 beating up the Demogorgon. And the season 1. What's your least favorite part? Barb.
Yeah, you know what?
As one word of that, I'm like, Barb.
I didn't
I
get
don't.
the whole...
Justice for Barb.
Yeah. Like, her death was good.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt bad for her because, yeah, she's like, yeah, I'll go with you, my friend, so you
Yeah.
don't get yourself pretty much into the situation you got yourself into. Now that you've gotten yourself into that situation, something bad happened to the one who went to help the other one, and you're
Yeah.
like, damn,
Damn.
girl. But good death.
Well, yeah. Like
Perfect writing.
And I know that there's this whole big bring her
Yeah,
back.
to hell with that.
I think even season 2 they mention it.
Season 2, and the first episode is Steve and I can't remember her bloody name. The girl that Steve is dating, the sister.
Yeah.
They go to Barb's parents' house to talk to. Like they've been going for dinner, sort of thing, with Barb's parents.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me being the unsympathetic.
I was
Thing
though.
is,
Like I did
don't-
not understand the justice for Barb thing because I'm
Yeah.
like, she deserves no justice. That was the whole point of Barb,
Yeah.
to die. And if you want to
yeah.
see
To
that
motivate.
actress, yeah, if
She
you want
was
to
the
see that
motivation
actress, she's
for
on
the
Riverdale.
sister.
Yeah, big time, and she still is come season 2. Like without
That's-
Barb's death, you have absolutely no
Well,
story.
there's still the Will
Yeah.
driving.
There's that
part.
piece, but you miss out on all of the amazing, like, Steve stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Season 2, man, Steve.
Okay, I'll wait till Christmas to do that.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, you need Barb's death to propel a lot of it forward. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
she could have lived at the end. Will lived at the end, and it's like, yeah, but Will,
Well, that part I didn't even make sense to me. How did a little child survive that?
because he's essentially think about playing D&D and this and that. Like, he got into that world and
Yeah.
He hid.
he hid. Like, he managed to
It's like PUBG.
right.
He's got
But that's the thing.
hide long enough.
He had the strategy piece to it where it was he played that game. Barb
Didn't play so well.
did not game over, man.
Yeah, game over, man.
Noob.
Total noob. But again, it's like you hate to say it, but Barb's character wasn't one that would have fought back.
No.
Whereas Will probably was like, "What the hell?" Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then knew where to figured out what was going on pretty quick because again they had just had that whole discussion while they were playing D&D
Yeah.
about demigorgons and this and that. And, like they kind of half knew what was like, and he's probably looking around going, "Okay, this is just my world, but twisty."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got like I know where to
Upside
go.
down.
I can hide.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't know. They called it the upside down. That was after he disappeared.
And I don't know why he's hiding it at the end.
Because he's a kid. You have to literally look at it as he's a kid, and he's freaked out. So he's hiding it.
Sure.
His puking.
I thought the whole Mike and 11 thing was gonna wait till season 2. A little bit, but
Yeah, but now 11's in the woods.
sure.
Thus,
I wasn't also a big fan of Hopper. Hooper.
Well, you weren't a big fan of Hopper?
He is deceiving.
Yeah. You just wait till season 2.
Like the fact that he's working with the agency in secret, and he's hiding it. How it ended.
Yes.
Oh.
Season
That's
one.
see.
then
I don't
season
know
2.
season 2.
Season 2.
Season
he
2
has
will
to-
kind of
He's hiding
explain.
things.
He explains why.
Yeah.
I just love the whole point of Hopper.
And he betrayed them. Like, he sent them to the... I get it's to save Will,
Yes.
but he also betrayed them to...
He has a plan. It's all up there. He knew everything was going to work out.
How?
He just knew.
How?
He just knew. Shh. It's Hopper. He always knows.
You guys love him. I wasn't a big fan.
My biggest thing with Hopper, and the reason I think I fell in love with him really quick, was I expected him to be the oaf sheriff, which they played him up to be in the first
Yeah.
episode or two.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he became competent and knew what the heck he was trying to at least accomplish.
This building is hiding something from me.
But again, like, you're sitting there going like, oh, like, you're good at your job.
Yeah.
These people clearly don't
And
know
you
how to write a
care.
horror show. Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to not care. You're supposed to die halfway through. You're supposed to, like...
Yeah.
And he just keeps going. And in season 2, even the kids, like, if something kind of iffy happens, should we call Hopper? Like,
Yeah.
they're down with it.
Yeah. And he's there.
And just think, season 2, you have Sean Astin to look forward to and Paul Reiser.
Sure.
Samwise Gamgee and the guy from Aliens.
Yeah, I know who they are.
I'm just thinking. Or Mad About You, depending
Yeah,
on
I
how
just-
you know
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Reiser. 'Cause that's how I know Paul Reiser, but, you know.
And I don't know. And my problem with Lucas was just he was being the jealous friend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was just dumb.
Oh, kids.
Stupid kids. Stupid kids.
Oh, kids.
Other than Dusty. I like Dusty.
Yeah,
I
Dustin's
don't know
good.
why he's...
Dusty's good.
It's the teeth. It's the missing
No,
teeth.
I don't think it's a teeth thing.
Wait
I
until
think
season 2 and he has teeth.
Oh, good.
Wow.
No, I think it was just that he seemed to be almost the voice of reason
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
with everything.
Well, that's the thing. Will's supposed to be like the pseudo leader of their little.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's such an idiot.
Mike is...
Oh, sorry, Mike. That's
Mike,
what I meant.
yeah.
Yeah,
Idiot.
that's what I meant. Like, Mike is their little pseudo leader. But yes,
Will's their mage.
but like Dustin is definitely more of the like, what do you think you people are doing?
Because they have their roles in D&D, right?
And they keep referencing it
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, yeah. and
11
Will's
is
the
the
11's
mage.
the mage,
I
yeah.
thought Will was supposed to be the mage.
Not in the grand scheme of things once 11 shows up, because she can actually like
Push
magic.
things.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I did. I liked her whole thing at the end, the last episode, I think it was, where she killed all those agents.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just made their minds exploded.
Yeah. 11's got some juice.
Yep. Just need her nose to stop bleeding every time
It keeps going.
she does it.
That won't stop. That's how
think
you
it
know
needs
she's used
to.
her powers.
Sure.
Otherwise, you'd never
And
know.
there was that one scene too that reminded me. I don't know why this thing reminded me of it.
Mm-hmm.
The small town.
Yep.
Even when Mike was jumping off was forced
Yeah.
to jump off, I'm like, that looks like the.
There are a lot of pieces from different horror like things that work
Yeah.
their way in. If you look up the references to Stranger Things and other horror stuff,
Yeah.
they stole a lot from Stephen King. And they told
Well,
they admit it. Like the brothers are like, oh yeah, that's totally like, you know.
Well, just the fact he jumped off,
Yep.
like that's totally when they jumped off in the It movie. But
There's
they
even
lived.
there's a thing out on the internet where you can find that thinks that It and Stranger Things are actually in the same universe and connected.
Two mics.
No, obviously those characters would be different, but the fact that like they're all like they're in the same universe and Pennywise is doing his thing while the Demigorgon's doing like it's
Is it a Demigorgon again, season 2?
no.
Not.
Okay.
The will projectile
Yeah.
has a lot to do with season 2
He's the mother.
plus more.
He's the mother.
You just wait for Sean Astin to show up.
Sure.
See, justice for, you know.
It'll wait for another month.
Yeah.
I still gotta find time to try and do Punisher.
I know.
Oh, me too.
I've watched one episode, and then I keep, like, you know, we watch Mad Men, and I have, like, an hour to kind of watch TV, and I'm like, I just put on Brooklyn Nine-Nine over and over again, because I'm like, I can fall asleep to this. Whereas the Punisher, I want to watch.
Yeah, and pay attention.
So it's not like I'm like, you know.
It's usually after an Oiler game, I'm watching it. Oh, it's too late to do anything.
Right.
It's too early to start anything, because I got to supper and all
Yeah.
that, and then by the time I make it, game's on.
Right.
Okay. This is my night.
I know.
Night, yeah.
Old.
Adulty.
I was talking to my dad the other day, and he's like, "Did you watch the hockey game the other night?" And I'm like, "I was in bed by the time it started, so no, we were already watching." Up you.
It's an 8 o'clock game again tonight.
I'll be in bed. Although you know what, yeah, I might be up tonight.
But yeah, that's been an NHL.
Yeah.
Type of week again.
You know what? And I love it when I get into sports games.
Well,
I get
like I said, the Tony right now is I keep buying stuff. I actually use my discount.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Bully.
Oh.
Nice.
Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is the 2 female leads. And the Guardians Telltale game. And all 5 episodes are out now, so I bought it as a season pass and
just got the whole thing. That's the best way to play Telltale games. I keep making
I wait
that
for
mistake.
it to come out.
You do it the right way.
I looked at the Batman game, see if it was still. I think it's still on episode 3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's at least on PC it's done because Graham's done.
I'm pretty sure it's.
I don't know.
According to me, or my PlayStation only has the episode 3.
I'd have to check.
I bought, like I said to Tony, it's like I buy things, and
I know
it's
that they sit
kind of
there.
like I should play something.
Yeah.
But what do I play?
Oh, I know, and then that's the other problem. Then I
Too
go
many
back
choices.
to like, and I end up playing Stardew Valley because I'm like, I can
that's where it
move my
comes in,
chicken
is-
coop around.
I know
Play in the NHL.
I do the be a pro thing. I know I can fit in a game
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing about sports games is you're like, yeah, I can fit a game in.
because those games are like 15 minutes
Right.
for me, and it's like okay, that's good enough time. But yeah, that was those 3 games, $37 in total.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not terrible. But yeah, I am the point leader on my team on Detroit.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. You play for Detroit.
I'm on the top line. I think they need to trade away the other winger. 'Cause I don't like him. He makes stupid decisions.
Oh.
But yeah, that's been
All 5
my
episodes.
thing.
That's your thing?
You're it.
Wife and I have been watching all the Star Wars movies.
For you.
She wants to watch them in chronological order, though.
So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So yeah,
four,
we
five,
went
six,
1,
one,
2,
two.
3, Rogue
Oh.
One, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
And then we'll watch.
Oh yeah, Rogue One's in there now.
Paying attention to you.
So we've been doing that.
That's an unfortunate way to watch those movies.
Yeah, I told her that's not the way you're supposed to watch. She's like, I don't care. I want to watch it in chronological order. I'm like, okay. So we're doing it that way, but that's okay. It's still pretty cool to watch in chronological order.
And you know what? In rewatching the Star Wars movies, the prequels are not as bad as.
No, they weren't as bad as.
You ignore some of the really bad directing decisions
Yeah.
and some of the line delivery,
Yeah.
and you just look at it as a like how everything came to happen, and you're okay.
Yeah. Look at this story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like again, I sit there and look at the prequels and go, if George Lucas would not have directed these,
It could have.
they probably would have been good movies.
Yes. Yes. When I have time, Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Some more.
Did we talk about that one last week?
Yes.
Yes, we
we
did.
did.
Yes, we did.
Flying through space.
Yeah.
I know things.
It's a good thing you're here. Oy, oy, oy.
I miss things.
Yeah, we would have just repeated the last week's show.
So Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
Fly through space.
It's like, are we watching the same show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys said how it takes precision to land things, and I
Yeah.
said, me and Tony are both in agreement, so we both just crash.
It's pretty hard to crash. They'll just bounce around.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'd get to the stop point anyways.
Yeah. you'd suck
At
it
some
there.
point, yes, your ship would eventually roll around and land in the right place.
I had this weird glitch where it told me to land on a pad,
Mm-hmm.
but a ship was already there.
So you land on top of them.
And I tried and I couldn't.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that was unfortunate. But no. I haven't actually been up to too much, so yeah.
We're exciting.
Collecting more moons in Mario Odyssey.
That's one of those ones I want to jump back into.
Yeah.
Well, now that I have my SD card, I just got to buy Christmas presents, and then I can start
Yeah.
buying things again.
Yep.
Yeah. Christmas presents.
But yeah, you speak marathon. Even after the Infinity War trailer, I'm like, hey, this comes out after spring break.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing all.
I think I'm going to wait for spring break.
Is the Incredible Hulk the first one?
Yes.
No, Iron
Iron Man.
Iron Man,
and then
right?
Incredible
Iron Man 1, then
Hulk.
Incredible
Hold
Hulk.
Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. Or not, yes, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk.
Iron Man.
Captain?
Here.
I think
Might be.
Cap's next.
Nope.
No, Iron Man 2.
Iron Man
Thor,
2.
Captain America Avengers.
Thor did not come before Cap.
Yes. I looked it up.
Yeah, he did come before Cap.
I don't remember. Yes, okay, he did, because
Because my wife has agreed to watch these. So
The
we
ending.
finished Iron Man. Our next one is the Hulk.
Okay, yeah, because actually that makes sense. But yeah, I want to go through that.
Do the whole thing. Okay.
Because Infinity War is May.
Yep.
I was looking at it at work yesterday. Our spring break is March, end of March.
I don't know.
So I can power through all of them. By that time, Thor Ragnarok should be out.
Oh,
And then you gotta watch Black Panther.
But that's in theater. That's fine.
Yeah.
That won't come out in Blu-ray quick enough.
Mhm.
But yes, I will. I think I'm going
You
to
gonna do it?
during spring break. That'll be my movie marathon going on.
nice.
I think there are 16 movies that'd be available at that point.
Yeah.
I think I did the math on it. It was something like 16.
Good for you on doing the math, because yeah, but that's like I kind of to have my wife watch the movies. Big jobs around the house have to be completed, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna see if I can like bank the first one I do, so we can watch the Incredible Hulk and then Iron Man 2. So we don't have to finish on the Incredible Hulk, and her going like, I'm never watching one of these. Because I said
Incredible Hulk wasn't.
the Incredible Hulk should be worth less of a job than the rest of the films.
Yeah. Thor 2 was
Like if I shoveled the
that
snow for
great.
2 weeks, I feel like I should, you know.
I feel like Incredible Hulk was better than Thor 2. Thor 2 is a bit... I felt it
Jolly.
was slow.
But at least it's still connected.
Yeah. It's more connected than the other one, than Incredible Hulk.
So we'll see. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. That's a
I'll
lot.
do that.
That just makes me feel tired.
That's what me and Ross used to do with Game of Thrones. Before every season, we would
Rewatch all
get
the
together
other
and
ones.
watch all the other ones.
It goes
Oh,
pretty
gosh.
quick once you.
It's 10 episodes. It's 10 hours
Yeah.
per season.
Yeah. Well, but you guys lived
You
together
gotta,
at the time.
yeah,
so-
we had to
Yeah.
fit that in a week.
Yeah.
Usually, and that was super tough to do.
Yeah.
After a while, we just gave up on it.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
After season 3, you're like, we can't do this.
No, after like season 5.
Oh yeah.
So I think we were able to fit 40 hours.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That's still a lot. It's a full week of work.
But that's every year we
Yeah,
would
it's a
do
work
that.
week.
every year we would do that.
Oh, wow. It's
Cool.
get her done.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a ton of other movies I need to watch too, but
Yeah.
Like I said, I even bought Avengers for $4 or whatever on Google Play on the Friday, because I'm like, I have it, but the digital thing is just nice if you're.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh, look at all the stuff that's for sale on the. I'll have Casablanca now just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as soon as that Disney order comes in, I'll have a pile more to watch
Oh, yeah.
through.
Yeah.
It still has not, otherwise you'd have them.
I know, I figured. Which is good because that gives me time to finish other movies.
Other stuff?
If they came from Amazon, they'd be here by now. Just saying.
No, because I ordered something on Tuesday and it said it wasn't going to be here till Wednesday, which is.
Do you have
dumb.
Amazon Prime?
No.
That's why.
It doesn't matter. It should still be faster than that.
You'd be surprised. Amazon Prime.
It says it's shipped on Friday.
Yeah, but they take their time. Yeah, I have people who drive their own vehicles to my house and drop stuff off from Amazon because I have Prime.
says-
Like you're looking out your window and there's like a, Honda Civic that
Yeah,
rolls
just
up and a guy pops out with a package, puts it on your doorstep, takes a picture of it so that like they can
Say
verify
they did it.
they've done an after hours delivery thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then leaves. Like they don't
Done.
even, they don't ring the but it's like the 1 day or 2 day shipping
Yeah.
where it's guaranteed by like 9 o'clock in the evening or 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
That's what happens is you have a random car roll up in front of your house and they
Yeah,
drop a package
done.
off.
It says Wednesday. I'd probably be here Tuesday.
Probably. That's how I got my Mad
Or-
Hatter hat was from Amazon.
Depends how fast it moves through the weekend.
Mhm.
There was no Prime shipping on there either. But all of a sudden, the one night something showed up at the house. Oh, my Nerf darts.
Because you need a bunch of those.
Okay, so remember my nephew knows how to shoot my lovely like 2 Nerf guns that I own.
Yeah.
I ordered 30 more bullets in case those ones go
Why?
missing.
He's going to shoot you.
Well, not if I keep them in the package. Either way, so I ordered that, so that showed up.
It's terrifying.
And then, oh, no, my Crayola order showed up.
Ooh.
So I had that in the house, and then as I was leaving for work the morning with the Crayola box,
Yeah.
like that shipping, I looked in my mailbox and there's something sticking out of it because they had shown up the night before, and I'm like, checked to make sure it was addressed to me, and I'm like, that's my Hatter hat, and off it went to like. NBA 2K18 got an update too, by the way. I can now wear the shoes that I created.
That you
It's
created.
about time.
Oh,
It's
that's
about
good.
bloody time.
I made these shoes. Can't put them on my feet.
Well, but the biggest
Not sure
thing
why.
is like you sign a deal with, in the story mode of the game, you sign a deal with Under Armour.
Right.
So I have to wear Under Armour shoes, which is fine. I can wear all of their shoes. And they give me access to all of their shoes.
Mhm.
But then there comes a point in the storyline where you legitimately, they're like, we're giving you your own shoe.
Yeah.
And you go through a process and design a bloody shoe. But because something was broken in the last patch, you can't wear your flipping shoe that you have spent half an hour, like,
Designing.
and going through the story of, and because I almost lost my shoe deal because I did a press conference after a game and they're like, what do you think about something? And it was like, act confidently or, you know, kind of just brush it off.
Right.
So I was like, well, confident, like we owned that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did the confident thing, but it went from confident, because that's again my problem with games where they have you pick one or the other.
Yeah.
Is it's like Mass Effect where you pick one of the options and you're like, say yes, and your guy just said like, or you say like, oh no, just say no, and you're expecting your guy to be like, no thanks, and all of a sudden, you know, Shepard's like, no, and starts swearing at the
Yeah.
person and like shoving them off a cliff, and you're like, that's not what
That's
I
not what I meant.
Not what
That's
I
not what
wanted
I
to
meant.
happen. This game was the same thing where it went from overconfident to like super cocky.
Oh.
And they're like, we don't need that kind of thing at our shoe brand. And I'm like, so I'm in this meeting now where they're giving me more selections, and I'm like, what if I picked the wrong one?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it's like, apologize. I'm like, I'm gonna apologize. And you're like, hey man, I didn't mean to come off that way. And I'm like, it's exactly it.
That's exactly.
I did not.
I did not. That is conveying my true feelings.
But I couldn't wear my fancy shoes, and now I can wear my fancy shoes.
Oh, that's-
There's some other like game improvements. I don't know what they are. I can wear my shoes.
That's the most important thing.
Also, our team is kicking way too much butt. I have to find the difficulty meter. The New York Knicks are like 12 games or 12 wins and 2 losses.
Okay. There's a team that just lost one game last year.
Oh, well, then maybe that's us.
The year before they lost 2.
Well, also my stats are getting better, which is helping. I'm almost at 80 overall.
good.
Yeah, I'm 82.
So, and it's funny because in NBA it stops you depending on your height or your weight.
Yeah.
It stops certain stats from developing or which position you picked. So one guy was complaining because he bought a bunch of virtual currency
Yeah.
on Black Friday because it's all they were trying to sell on Black Friday. It was like, buy a bunch. It's like only $1.99. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Guy bought a bunch, like 90,000, virtual credits or whatever.
Yeah.
And went to do his thing up, and all of his stats were like he couldn't build his character anymore.
Oh wow.
Build a new one.
Wow, but he's sitting there going like, I spent all this money and now I can't do anything. Because the other part of the game is there's an actual experience bar that goes up
Yeah.
that eventually those stats do like unlock
Start.
a little bit more.
So we jumped ahead.
He did. But if you're paying the money, you should be able to jump ahead, shouldn't you?
Wow. Your dog is weird.
Pride
Felt something licking my pants.
and
Also,
accomplishment.
weird news, there is a game that's come out on the Switch. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, do not get, allow me to load up the eShop. It's a mobile game that has made its way to the Switch, which isn't a bad
I've
thing.
heard about this one.
But it's I think $10 American for the Switch version of the game.
Okay.
But usually when a game comes from mobile to a console, they take the microtransactions out.
This one did not?
This one did not.
Oh, shit.
Oops, wrong game.
Oh, there's also another one there. EA's having issues again.
Yes, with
Undisputed 3.
yeah, the UFC game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why,
there's
what's going on?
microtransactions.
Oh, gosh.
So they're already backpedaling and be like, "Oh no, it's just like cosmetic type.
Cosmetic!
It doesn't affect your game." But there's this lovely game, and it's Mujo, I think is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a puzzle type game,
Okay.
but it's $10.99, and apparently there are in-game purchases, as if it were a free mobile game.
Oh, gosh.
Alright.
So they took their free to start model from the phone.
Yeah.
Like they took a mobile game and they charged $10 for it,
And with still...
and then kept all the microtransactions in. Hey, you.
I encouraged it.
Oh well. Look, you're on screen.
Puppy!
So
There we go. It's almost clean.
thanks. So yeah, don't get
Don't get
Mujo.
Okay.
Okay. I won't.
But just because again, it's one of those things you look at and you're like, oh, $11, and if it goes on sale, you're like, oh, in a little puzzle game, that's not
That's not too bad.
That'd be
But
pretty
then
good.
there's...
But then all of a sudden you're paying more in game to actually play the game.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go for a cheap game, get Golf Story. It's delightful. They've patched it so it all works now. It's
It
a great
works.
game.
It's all good.
I don't know if we can play Golf Story online. And I'm not finding out because I'm in the middle of Xenoblade. I know. I told you. I have she tried to get my appendix out today.
This is what Autumn did to me.
As new segment
Dog
compare
wounds.
dog wounds.
Dog wounds.
See, look.
But I do wish Nintendo Switch... That's really bad.
I know that was this morning.
It's gonna scar.
I do really wish Nintendo Switch had some more online play, like with friends.
A lot of games do. Like Doom,
just have to be in a same
room.
Doom you can play together. No, like Doom you can
Like
actually play
online.
online together. FIFA screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
I'm
Splatoon, you
pretty sure
can't
Golf Story we
really-
can. Splatoon we can. We just have
I
to
have to get that
four
rank.
of us.
Oh, and we have that.
And you have to. So yeah, get
So
that rank.
we have to work our schedules.
So get that rank, and then we'll all find a night where we can all play. Rocket League you can play with friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Christmas presents first.
Mario Kart you can play with friends. Like there's enough on there. There just has to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also bought a new micro SD card because I'm with Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm now out of room.
Oh.
I got 128.
That's what I have sitting
Yeah.
over there.
Just gotta wait for more sales.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see what happens if I change out the SD, like shut the sheet machine off, switch SD cards,
And see what happens.
and see what happens if
It can
it's
work like a game
gonna make
cartridge?
me if it's gonna make me re-download
Oh.
everything, or if I can just download new games to that and then just switch them out like a
That'd
game
be good.
cartridge. Because if I only need 2,
Yeah.
like carrying 2 things
I think
around
I
isn't
myself
that
would
bad.
put
Yeah.
like a number 1 on it, and then it's kind of
Hopefully it's not partitioning part of the files for there and of some.
Well, save files are all on the system,
Yeah. Okay.
so that part's easy enough. But so either way, that's what we've been up to, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. So you can check us out at www.barrelrollnews.com for more of what we do. You can also just subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get updates when we do go live, and we do other stuff, because every once in a while we do sometimes
maybe a fortnight type of night.
maybe one
Someday.
once we're all
Stream
awake.
I've tested it. It does work.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
Tony,
get
Tony
Tony
tested.
tested that out.
Yeah.
That was good. So that's good that it works.
He
and
just
then-
said the controller scheme is a bit
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But I think if you go into it without ever having
Used a
I
keyboard.
should-
keyboard,
used
you're
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I think
I
going
don't know.
from
Like I
this to
said,
this
I
is
kind of watched on Twitch where it was like how fast it builds. I'm like, how am I doing that on the controller? Like,
don't worry about building, just worry about shooting.
that's what I would say.
Yeah, I
is-
usually don't build too much, anyways.
We do when we get stupidly
Yeah.
bored, but and not bored, but when we're like, oh, there's no one around here.
yeah, where I have time to do it, sure.
Yeah.
But not.
But again, if we're building stupid stuff and you're like adding, a staircase here or a thing there while you're also like looking out for people to shoot,
Yeah.
that would probably help us.
Yeah.
Because shooting things we don't do.
Well, no. About shooting things.
I'm used to it. Don't worry.
I felt bad for your friend who played PUBG with us.
Yeah.
That night.
He had a good time. He still had a good time.
Sure he did. What a delightful man he was, putting up with us. Either way, thanks for watching. Thanks you for putting up with us. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And again, www.barrelrollnews.com. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
Brian.
And find us next week. Same channel. Mostly same time.
Mostly.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.